Welcome in to the 8th day of Bitcoin Christmas. And on the 8th day of Bitcoin Christmas, Satoshi gave to me a Bitcoin price of 13,880. Yeah, that was June 26th of 2019. Yikes. Starting to get closer to where we are now. So June of 2019. It's funny that it rose back up to 13,000 and literally nobody is talking about it. I mean, some people were, but it lost its grip on the cultural zeitgeist. It lost its grip. But I think what started to take play here in June of 2019, because let's go through. So 2019 is 13,880. 2018 was the 7th day of Bitcoin Christmas, $3,709. The 6th day of Bitcoin Christmas was December of 2017, $19,783. The 5th day was $968 in 2016. The 4th day was 2014, $770. The 3rd day was 2013, or $1,163. Second day was June of 2011, $30.05. And the first day was 39 cents, November of 2010. So it's one thing interesting note to look at. In June of 2011, it was $30. In June of 2019, it was $13,000. What's the multiple on that? 13,880 divided by $30.05, 461x. So I think that's appropriate at the current time because 13,000 is just underneath the previous all-time high. So let's multiply 461 times the current price of 87,000. Woo! In 8 years from right now, so in 2033, would you be able to handle a $40 million Bitcoin? Be crazy. So let's look at what was going on in the Bitcoin space at the time. The reverse repo markets. I don't know much about them, to be completely honest, but I know that onboarded a lot of people, because it was showing the fragility of the dollar. This was pre-COVID and pre-money printer about to go brrr. But if you look at the articles that were being written, remember how it was doom and gloom before. And then get a BitBox O2 hardware wallet. Go to bitbox.swiss/Bitcoin Made Simple. Use promo code Bitcoin Made Simple to get 5% off. Also, if you want to get into mining or learn anything about mining, go to barefootmining.com or follow Barefoot Mining on X. It changed a lot of what is Bitcoin. Here's why Bitcoin might make new highs. The carbon footprint of Bitcoin. Ooh, the new attack vector has come in. Not that it wasn't talked about before, but I think what you see in this version of Bitcoin is it's the reason it's climbing is not so much because of the social contagion. Because in 2019, it was not, this viral. I think it was climbing mainly purely because of its strength against the dollar. That's what was growing. It was starting to push itself into that asset position where people really did see that it had strength. It was becoming pretty indestructible. It had survived the block size wars. It had gone through all the crap. And, there were a million turd coins that were out there, and none of them could hold a candle to Bitcoin. A lot of the early people had fallen away at that point. Roger Ver was all about Bitcoin Cash, and everybody had come up. A lot of the early people were gone at this point. And a lot of the people that started to move into the space were the intellectual people that really get macroeconomics. And that's what started to take place during this time period. And it became a different it became a different proposition. The interesting thing is that, this is pre-COVID. So you think about it, in June of 2019, you're 9 months away from the money printer going burr during lockdowns and dollars getting printed out the wazoo. It's like that's just about to happen. And Bitcoin is at this like strong position of 13,000. And the crazy part about it is before it really skyrockets the next year, it crashes. I mean, all the markets crashed with COVID, but it went down to like $3,300 or something. I remember, I think summer of 2020, like cutting my grass, listening to podcasts that was like, well, we're close to a $10,000 Bitcoin. I want to say we got up to 12. Then that falls when it really started to gain steam. And people thought, oh, we might break the all-time high. But again, in June of 2019, people thought the same thing. Thought it was going to happen. And those dips, those drawdowns, they just always come and hit you right when you think you can't handle it. And I'm here to tell you that you can. And I'm here to tell you to have a Merry Christmas.